I said, that looks great, doesn't it? He says, I don't care that it looks great. He says, this is phenomenal for me for contract validation. One of the first jobs I did during lockdown, I was approached by one of my mechanical and electrical contracting clients who do big stuff in education and NHS, right? So about 3 weeks into lockdown, they said, look, we could really do with you at one of our sites. Are you comfortable going out? And I said, well, let's look at the risk assessments. Let's look at the COVID assessments and we'll see. So I looked at everything and they gave me papers to travel with. So, you know, if the feds pulled me over, I could show them why I was traveling. And I went and I just got the 360 camera. They'd asked me to go to do general photography, okay? But what I didn't tell them is that I had this camera. I thought I'll just surprise them and I'll do a 360 tour so they can see exactly what's going on, because obviously they'll have a site manager there, but the directors of the company don't really see what's going on, right? Mm-hmm. And then obviously they're putting in a quarterly invoice to the main contractor, who their quantity surveyors will then come along and start picking apart the invoice and say, well, you haven't done that there, you haven't done this. So actually, when I did this first tour for this contractor, I sent them the link and I spoke to the director of the company. I said, that looks great, doesn't it? He says, I don't care that it looks great. He says, this is phenomenal for me for contract validation. Yeah. So I can now actually, if a QS says, well, those baskets with the electrical system where ran at that point, you know, we've got a time-coded evidential set of 360-degree pictures that shows exactly what was happening at that time. You know? So I'm like, whoa, might be onto something here. So now that company send me to all of their projects 3 times during a project, at kick-off, mid-term, and at completion. Because obviously these contractors are putting in not just their invoices, but, you know, progress reports to the main client. And they're adding those in, and it's become like an insurance policy. I have another client that they lay concrete nationally in warehouses, and they renovate concrete floors. Now, again, they get me to do a lot of photography, a lot of drone work, time lapse, but I went to one of their jobs, did some 360 for them, and that 360 is now mutated into a interactive PDF sales presenter that they now use to demonstrate their processes, right? So Phil, you know what it's like, because I believe you spent a lot of time, and you maybe still do, in structural steel and stuff like that.
Yeah, I was just going to mention that.
Yeah, so you know, like for these guys that are laying concrete, they're tendering and bidding. They're on the road all the time. Their sales and estimating team going to see people, trying to win work. This way, we've built an interactive PDF for them that includes the virtual tour with embedded video showing process, you know, that they can then sit on a Zoom call and do, you know, instead of being sat around a boardroom table with a bunch of guys, you know, telling them how great they are, they can really get down to the nitty gritty quickly, you know, and you know, that's been so successful for them. They just got in touch today and said, right, we need you at a job in Bristol next week to do the next one, you know, and I never thought for a second, you know, when I was asked to do a virtual tour of an HMO down Lambert Street in Hull, that this is how it would be happening. The US market has gone mental for virtual tours. It's been a lot stickier here.
Thank you so much for joining us on the Business Lockdown.
Please comment, like, share and subscribe to help build our global community.
We look forward to seeing you all soon.